everyone, it's Justine and welcome back to my envelope series. This is the second video out of the 3 videos that I'm going to do, and we're going to be learning a few other techniques with envelope stamping. Now, in the first video I did just basic techniques. In this video I'm going to get a little bit more complicated, I guess, or a little bit more into the tool part of it, and then for the next video I'm going to do things like embossing and things like that that you can do in envelopes. So to get started, I am going to be taking a look at this card here that I created not long ago for So Susie Stamps, and I am going to make a coordinating envelope to go with this card. Now, in order to make sure that I'm only stamping on the back panel, I'm going to grab a piece of masking tape and I am going to put that down to protect my surface. You can also use a piece of computer paper to block off that line, or you can just stamp really carefully. I'm going to be using this exact same stamp I used on the card to make that really intricate background. This card was sort of inspired by art journaling, and the envelope is going to be the same way. So I'm just going to stamp this 3 times in various areas onto the back of this stamp. So I'm just going to twist and turn it so that this stamp fits over the area. I'm stamping with Memento black ink because I'm going to be Copic coloring some of the envelope here. So I'm just going to stamp that down a second time, and you can see it all coming together. I just need to stamp that top left corner there, and then I'm just going to color it in using the exact same colors I used on the card. They won't look exactly the same, the colors, because this is obviously a different paper than the Copic friendly paper I was using on the card. So the colors do look slightly darker, but it's only noticeable to me and not to the person you're creating it for. Since this is not exactly a Copic coloring card, I'm just going to show you that a really quick way of coloring it. So I'm just coloring it very quickly using the same colors as the front. Make sure that your surface is dry though when you put the envelope down in this way, because the sticky part of the envelope is going to stick to your surface if it is wet, which I noticed it happened after I did this because I'd wiped it off with a baby wipe. But that's the end of this envelope, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the way that it coordinates, and it only took a couple of seconds to actually do this to get a really stunning result for both the card and the envelope. So the next card envelope inspiration that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be using this fairy stamp, and this card I actually created in yesterday's video tutorial where I'd done the tone-on-tone stamping and background. All of these videos for these cards that I'm showing are going to be listed below in the video description, as well as on my blog. So I'm just going to ink this up here using the Thistle ink from So Susie Stamps, and I am going to stamp this on the back panel just like I did on the first one, and I will show you the card that matches it. I realized it wasn't in the video just now, at the end. So just twisting and turning my stamp, this almost looks like a damask sort of pattern, which really is quite nice as well, and really whimsical. I think this is a really perfect envelope, especially for a girl's birthday or anything like that. It would be really, really cute. So I'm just going to tear off my masking paper there, and you can see the great result I got. Next up, I'm going to be creating something to go along with this card here, and this time I'm going to be using some stencils. So to get started, I'm using, I believe, Highland Heather, and I am going to be using this Clarity stencil that is available at So Susie Stamps, and I'm going to go in and stencil my card. I'm going to put you in fast mode for this as well while I'm blending. I decided to add a second color for more interest so that I kind of created a dark to light sort of look. That looks absolutely great with the card and goes quite well along with it. So I hope that you're getting a few ideas on how to create really awesome envelopes to match your card, and that you're seeing as well that it really doesn't take long. It can only take a few seconds if you'd like. Stencils are a really great tool to use so that it really is just a short period of time. The last one I'm doing is going to be matching this sort of French themed watercolor card with the Eiffel Tower that I created, I believe, for the February release of So Susie Stamps. Now, I didn't want to watercolor my envelope because my envelope is not watercolor friendly. So I decided using those stamps that I used on the card for the front of the envelope would suffice. So I'm just going to do a little stamping. I'm going to stamp this Eiffel Tower here in the black Memento, and then I'm going to go along and stamp those X's and O's as a collage background once again, but I'm going to be using the pink so that it coordinates with the colors of the watercolor from the card. So I'm going to get all that inked up, and I'm just going to stamp them along the side, and I'm going to try and make them so that they're not lining up in any way, just to create some interest on the actual card and not make it look so planned. So I'm just going to stamp this, I believe, 4 times on the envelope, and that is the end of today's card tutorial or envelope tutorial, so I hope you are inspired with a couple new ideas to try out with your envelopes. You see that it doesn't take a lot of time. All the supplies used are linked to below in the video description or in my blog if you're interested, as well as all the card tutorials for today's cards that I showed on screen. Up at the top, you can visit my blog where I'll have all that information as well. Over on the right, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, so don't forget to do that so you don't miss out on the next envelope series or any other videos. Or you can click on the video that's moving right now and you can see the first envelope series of this series, or the video, in case you missed that. So thanks for watching.